What is up, gamers? I'm the Lights. We've got solo Riven for you here today with Sun Bracers. If you like the video, please be sure to leave a like. Please subscribe if you want some more Destiny content like this twice a week, but let's jump into it. Brad. Oh. Forgot where it was, man. There it is. That was the easiest solo I've done for sure. All right, so this is a challenge that honestly asks very little of you. Obviously, we're going to be using Sun Bracers on Dawnblade. We have Well, that is kind of important. You do definitely want to be using Well. And then the only thing out of all of this that really matters is Incinerator Snap and Solar Nade. I use Phoenix Dive. I use it a little bit for movement in runs where I end up needing to use the Joining Allies spot, but you could just as easily use Healing or Empowering or really whatever. Doesn't super matter. And then Touch of Flame and Heat Rises are definitely going to be what you want. Heat Rises is here to give us our snapback more quickly when we get Final Blows while airborne. And then Touch of Flame is obviously going to be bolstering our Solar Nades, and the whole crux of this challenge is to make Solar Nades do a whole hell of a lot of damage, so that's obviously very important. For Fragments, we have Ember of Torches, which gets used literally one time for Final Stand. just to buff Lament's damage a little bit. We have Ember of Mercy, literally just for fire sprites and for the stat bump. Ember of Searing is quite important though, where we get melee energy for defeating scorched targets, which is always when you're on Sunbracers, and then you definitely want to be getting melee energy so that you can snap more often. Ember of Ashes, you apply more Scorch stacks to targets, so of course the Solar Nades apply Scorch and end up giving us quite a lot of ignitions oftentimes, so that's just kind of a no-brainer. And I would say really the only thing you need to run is Searing. That might even be optional, to be honest, but that's what we're running there. For weapons, the only things you really need is you need Tractor Cannon for the actual Riven phase. You shoot Riven's toes with it so that you get the debuff on Riven. And then these two guns can literally be anything. I ran just Forbearance and Succession, honestly, because they were what was on me. But Forbearance, I will say, ended up coming in really clutch with Soul Drinker, gaining health based on the number of hits before reloading. I went into the, like, climb the floaty platforms, Transcendent Realm shit with, like, no HP. So this is, like, pretty much the only reason that run ended up working was that little bit. And then Succession, just, again, it's what I had. But you could use, like, any primary weapon. Obviously, these both need to be legendaries, since you're running Tractor. For Final Stand, I want to swap to Lament. Lament is just the most consistent damage for that situation. There might be other things you could do. And then for Final Stand, you could do another shotgun, or you could probably get away with a fusion rifle as well, but I did Fourth Horseman. That was super easy to do. And then you just need to have any legendary on hand to swap into your heavy slot so that you can swap to Fourth Horseman. For armor mods, I've got double Ashes to Assets on. That is quite important. Special Finder, not so much, but double Ashes to Assets so that you have another well for killing the heart is really, really nice. The gloves, I've literally got triple momentum transfer for more melees off of grenade damage. I don't think you need 3. You honestly might not need any, but the whole idea is just to get snapback all the time. So if you got nothing but that on, there's literally no need to run anything else, so we may as well go all in on it. And then for the chest, we've just got triple resist here. Again, this is another, there's just nothing else to run, really, type of situation. And then, I mean, these are literally doing nothing. Stacks on stacks, I don't even have armor charge, so maybe like triple invigoration. Again, like just get your melee back, and it's fine. Class item, this could literally be blank too. I've got double distribution on. It probably did nothing, but that's what I had. You could go for like melee kickstart, I guess, to get snapback faster, but momentum transfer is going to be way more consistent since it doesn't rely on you having armor charge. I don't have any Riven's Curse armor or Transcendent Blessing pieces. Riven's Curse and Transcendent Blessing give you 5% bonus damage per piece to anything that you hit while in the Dreaming City, and it stacks with everything and increases all of your damage. So it will increase Solar Grenades damage. I didn't use any. Clearly you don't need any, but it'll only make it easier if you do have, you know, any amount of Transcendent Blessing or Riven's Curse armor on. And then for stats, I guess, 100 Resil was nice to get, 100 Recov is nice to get, and then 100 Strength is definitely going to be like the #1 thing you're going to want to make your way up to. But yeah, let's get into the VOD now. Alrighty, so here we are. So of course we're rallying with just Tractor and all the other stuff that we kind of mentioned as far as the build goes. We are of course utilizing the Riven cheese here. You could just honestly like, or the cheese spot, that is to say the Joining Allies spot. We're gonna go to Crystal Room first. You could not use the Joining Allies spot, I guess, if you wanted. You just would get only about half as many runs. So we just get in here, look for Riven. There, we see her. Walk by, so we're just going to be Bing chilling in this room. And this is actually kind of important to mention. I honestly way preferred getting teleported, or needing to teleport rather, and not having Riven in front of me when I did the run. The reason being is it is a full minute from, you can see I walk in here, and then you get some dialogue in the bottom left says the chamber is sealed. From the point that it says the chamber is sealed to when Riven actually pops up is like a full minute. I think it's like a 60 seconds, 65 seconds from then to then. So you're literally just post up here for freaking ever. And you don't really want to kill all the ads because you're going to be in a well. They're not going to kill you. So anything that could potentially fuel a snap at some point is going to be way more important than, you know, this. So I'm just chilling behind the window and we have to wait a full minute. So the order of operations here, once Riven pops up, you know, I'll see we're getting down to like 50, 55 seconds. I was watching like the timer on my recording to kind of keep track, but when we get down, we're going to snap to kill an ad to get Sunbracers to proc and then pop well. The reason for that is we don't want well to take any ad kills ideally. So we kill some, pop well. I did get rid of one ad. And then we're just going to spam solar nades for as long as possible up onto the top of the little arch there. And as soon as Riven comes out, we kind of just finish that up. And then we're going to tractor, get a snap. And then that's all we're doing is we're going to tractor, snap, snap. And you can see how absurd the amount of my well that I'm getting back. And the whole time that I'm doing this, the whole time that I'm doing grenades, I'm spamming jump, like just off the ground so that I'm getting heat rises procs as frequently as possible. I just watch my well counter, man. This is hilarious. Like as soon as Riven starts taking damage, it just it just glug 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 glug. I've got a freaking well chug jug going on over here. But yeah, we just spam nades at the ceiling for a while. We had that one get stuck on our tentacles, which is unfortunate. And now at this point, I blunder here freaking hard. We hit the lament swap, but I was really not doing a very good job of hiding, and then I kind of just walk around like an idiot. And we go into this with no HP, which is really bad because you don't regen HP when you're in the Ascendant Realm, and you actually lose HP slowly. So this is where Forbearance ended up coming in huge with the Soul Drinker Origin trait, which was able to heal me up to get through it. So yeah, I just take this really slow. Don't want to mess up. I hadn't even been to this point yet. The whole challenge took me like maybe a half hour to get done, so I wasn't honestly that comfortable with the whole situation, but we're just taking out the phalanxes as we make our way up and taking out what phalanxes we can with Forbearance to get the healing. But yeah, not a whole lot to say at this particular portion. Just walking. You know, Icarus Dash makes it a little slower than it could have been. Ta-da. Then we go into Final Stand here. And my damage setup for Final Stand is pretty simple. So you saw the Lament hot swap there. I just throw a Solar Nade at her toes to be thorough. I snap to proc Radiant. And I just wail on her with Lament. It takes like 2 combos. I even messed that one up and cut it short a little bit. Now here it's a swap to any legendary and then to 4th Horseman. Hop in there. And then this is just well and then wail on the heart with 4th Horseman. Takes what was that, 7 shots and that's it. It's about as easy as it gets as far as soloing raid encounters go. Like, it's still soloing a raid encounter, so it's not free or anything, but it's about as easy as it gets. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully you can get in there, try it for yourself, and have some success with it if you're into that, if you're so inclined. But thanks for sticking around to the end. I encourage you to like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment.